I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I got a baby face, call it. All right, what's going on, y'all? This is Terrance. I want to welcome you to another edition of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV, live today over the digital airways of YouTube. Today, we're here to react to some trending news. A lot of the debates is going on in sports radio about who is the new face of the NBA. LeBron James was asked this question last night. We're going to give some commentary and talk about it. Before we get into the debate that everybody's talking about, hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell as well to be notified whenever new content is uploaded. Also check out the community section. The latest poll, we have a debate which album was better by Michael Jackson. Was it Thriller or was it Off the Wall? Want to have you guys weigh in on that. Excited, today I celebrate, just coming off of yesterday, which was my birthday. So celebrating another trip around the sun. And today is like the start of a brand new year for me. So really appreciate any calls or texts, Facebook posts from people. Really, really appreciate it. Also going to ask you guys to check out on Facebook. I have a page that I run. It's called Purple Nation. So go to Facebook, type that in. It is a page that we, everything pertaining to Prince, his legacy. We talk about it. We have, photos and just a lot of things, just pertaining to Prince's life. So the reason I'm bringing that up, we have a very special Prince Day that is coming real soon. So you guys be on the lookout for that. But without further ado, let's get into the debate that everybody is talking about. Who is the new face of the NBA? And let's talk about it.
On that side, with Ant considered, one of the possible future faces of the league, was being the face of the league something that you actively wanted, or was it something that everyone else decided for you? And what has that responsibility meant to you?
No, Ant already said he don't want it.
I know.
Yeah, Ant said he ain't trying to deal with that. And Channing Frye said it the other day too. It's unfortunate, but I don't know why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? You have that responsibility. It's just weird. It's weird energy from the people that I don't know, but Channing, he said it. He said it perfectly. Couldn't say it no better. But Ant said he don't want it. Obviously I didn't ask for it, but I knew there was a responsibility for me, not only to my family, my friends, my community, and whoever that was going to follow my journey throughout my career. Not only in Ohio when I started there, but all over America and all over the world when I traveled all over the world. So. I've always taken that seriously and understood from the beginning what being a professional was all about and being a role model was all about. So try to hold that with the utmost respect and honor. But I feel Ant. I understand. I completely understand. This is weird energy when it comes to that. So.
Last question.
All right, let's get into, LeBron brought up Shannon Fry. So let's find let me find what Shannon Fry had to say pertaining to this topic. Let's find what Shannon Fry had to say. Let's find it. It was pretty good too. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. Trying to find the right video. I don't want to play anything that's going to flag me or something. So let me find what Shannon had to say. Okay. And it's a great dialogue because it kind of goes into it really goes beyond just um the NBA. I mean, you can like take this in so many directions pertaining to a lot of things. I'm a big music guy. I create music. I love music. But, that's a huge debate, even that arena as well, as far as the modern day music versus the old music. It's a lot of talks there pertaining to that particular topic. But before I find that video, let's get into it. The face of the NBA. I mean, obviously these are some names that stood out to me of directions you could go in. You could easily talk about Ja, who is unbelievable, athleticism. Um, just his talent, man, it's just unbelievable. Luca, obviously, just 26 years old. I think his birthday is today. You got Jason Tatum, who's already won a championship. Boston, they've been in several, a lot of deep playoff runs since he's been there. Now, I'm going to bring up Tatum in a minute because I find something interesting about him. Eastern Conference Finals, he's been appeared in multiple those since he's been in the league. Giannis obviously is amazing. I think Trey is one of those guys that you could look at. And then obviously Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. So you have a lot of amazing guys that could take that mantle, because obviously, LeBron and Steph and KD, those guys are getting older and not going to be around beyond so many years. I mean, me personally, I still, especially with Luka coming to the Lakers and the way LeBron is looking, he ain't going nowhere anytime soon. I could easily see LeBron playing another 3 years, easy. And I think KD and Steph, both of those guys, what, 37? So, I mean, the way they're playing, they could easily play another, 3, 4 years as well. They can stay healthy. So, I mean, who's gonna? Because obviously they're trying to find that, and I think it's not something that's just kind of thrown on you. Something that you have to earn. It's something that the fans have to identify in a player as well. I mean, Tatum to me is obviously amazing. He's got the money, he's got the endorsement stuff. But what's interesting to me is the couple friends that I have who are Celtics fans, they don't like Tatum. Like, none of them like Tatum. They like Jalen Brown. So I find that interesting that most Boston Celtic fans that I know, they're not crazy about Tatum. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is about Tatum that rubs, some of those people the wrong way. I've heard that it's arrogance, but at the same token, you got to look at, I mean, you got to have that chip on your shoulder to even be out there playing as well. But I have a lot of respect for Tatum. His game is unbelievable. I got a lot of respect for Brown as well. So I'm not trying to say who's better or whatever. I think both guys are amazing. I think Ja does his thing with Memphis, like what Ant Man does. I like Greek Freak. I mean, Giannis is amazing, and Trey and with the Hawks. So, but in your opinion, put in the comment section who do you guys think is going to be the face of the new NBA? But the problem is we have all this stuff, and it's been going on for years. And yeah, I engage in it, and me and a couple friends of mine, we troll each other. They'll send me clips of LeBron James maybe traveling or missing a shot or something like that. Obviously, I feed right back into it, and I'm always sending clips of Jordan, being locked up by somebody or being crossed, or what was it, the 3-point shooting contest where Jordan only made like 1 3, and obviously, I always joke about Jordan's eyes or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, so we engage in it, but it's just fun. You can't take anything away from Jordan or LeBron. Both guys are arguably the best that we've ever seen. I mean, I personally have LeBron as my GOAT. I don't have a problem with people who want to have MJ there. That's fine. My only argument with MJ fans is stop acting like Pippen wasn't. Pippen was a big piece of that team, and you listen to a lot of the former Bull players, they all love Pippen. They all talk about his greatness and what Pippen brought to that team and what he did from an overall standpoint. So I just want to hear Pippen get his flowers a lot more than people issue to Scotty. I know Scotty has said controversial things over the years, but yeah, he has a right to feel the way he feels, and he's a 6-time champion. So his opinion matters. When he's asked topics when it comes to basketball issues and topics or whatever. What Pippen has to say, it matters. But I know he's kind of flip flop over the years about Jordan or LeBron and things of that nature. I just think whatever opinion that he gave originally, he just should have stood on it. Obviously now, you take into the account of Jordan's son dating his ex-wife, which I thought was just ridiculous. But so obviously there's a lot of issues there pertaining to Jordan and Pippen. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. But this topic though, the nostalgia and everything pertaining to the NBA, because it seems like it's nothing that these guys can do that's going to have people just respect what they do. It's like we want to nitpick everything. And I get it. We live in a social media age. People got content, they got channels, everybody has a voice, everybody has some type of opinion pertaining to these issues and topics. And Jordan and Magic and those guys didn't necessarily grow up in that era, because had they been in this social media age where everything that they was doing was being looked at and talked about, it would have, be a whole different story. I mean, don't get me started into the gambling and the you just go on and on with things that was going on. I mean, a lot of people, me included, believe that the whole baseball stint for Jordan had something to do with gambling. And we even have guys now in the league. Who was the player recently that just got suspended in the NBA for gambling? So there's a lot of that stuff that's been going on over the years, and you've had football players as well that's been suspended for participation in gambling, and people feel like are some of the games being compromised. Pete Rose, you can go on to him with baseball. So I just think it's like it almost just seems like that era of basketball, everybody wants to talk about how physical it was, and maybe these guys couldn't play in that era because it was physical. However, people have to take into account how skilled this era is as well, because I remember, I'm old enough, I've seen Jordan and LeBron play, and I respect both guys. Both guys are amazing. However, when Jordan got to the Wizards, and yeah, he averaged 22.9 his first year, and then 20 the second year. And the second year, I know he played all 82 games. Thought he had some good efforts or whatever, but I think he made a mistake by getting rid of Rip Hamilton because Hamilton was pretty much like the best player on the team. So I would have liked to see them kept Rip there. I watched those 2 years when Jordan was there, and he was good. He wasn't great, but he was good. But he just wasn't as consistent on a night to night basis as far as his productivity, production, and scoring and things of that nature. But there were many nights where they got just ran off the floor by teams like the Suns and other teams in the league because the style of play was different. Now you miss a shot, guys are gone in transition really, really fast, and that was just something that was a little different compared to a lot of the half court defense that they were playing back in the 90s. Obviously, I don't have to get into Jordan struggles before Pippen got there and those things, but it's nothing these guys can do these days because everybody wants to just nitpick everything and talk about the 90s as if everything was just perfect about basketball in that time. And I get it. I grew up in that, the music, and we all was crazy about the Jordan commercials and the song Be Like Mike and all that, but that time is come and gone. That's over with. And we have to take that into account even for me when it comes to music. My favorite MCs, all those guys are older, Nas and Eminem and Snoop and but it is what it is. Those guys are 50 years old now or older. So that doesn't take away from their legacy if we want to recognize Kendrick and Cole and Drake fans and people Future and people like that. It's different music, but it is what it is. It's like what they did is what they did, and now it's these young guys' turn to do what they're doing. So you got artists like 21 Savage, and you go on and on. Of amazing rappers out here that's doing music or whatever, or even other genres of music. Are we gonna say that Morgan Wallen isn't a good country artist? Well, Hank Williams was blah blah blah, but Hank Williams is dead. So we have to just recognize and respect the era that we're in and stop trying to compare. Honestly, I don't even know a lot of these older guys that people want to talk about if they could do great in this era. We always want to say, well, could they play in the physicality era? Well, if Jordan was playing this era, he would have averaged 50. Well, he barely averaged 20 in Washington. So why wasn't he doing that then if he was going to average 50 and, with today's rules or whatever? We don't know. I mean, was Jordan going up against people like KD? I mean, I think Stacey King is like underrated or whatever, but I think the guards of today are way more talented. And Jordan's teammates have already said that he didn't like guarding those guards that came fast off the pick and rolls, like your Rex Chapmans and what was the guy from Denver who talked about when he was in high school, he crossed up Jordan. We saw AI. So how would Jordan have done against Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, um, Carmelo? We don't know because it never happened. But I'm just not going to assume or disrespect today's players to say that he's going to average 50 or whatever, or say, oh, Kyrie couldn't play back in the 80s or 90s, or Steph Curry couldn't play in the 80s. What are we talking about? I mean, you don't know. Steph Curry may have went out there and dominated back in that era. Or maybe he would have struggled. We don't know. I mean, it's just hypotheticals, and it's just a lot of talk about nothing for the most part because we're never going to know how it went. If you don't like today's new NBA, you don't have to watch it. Now, on the flip side, I'm kind of like on the opposite side of this conversation because for me, I don't necessarily, I'm not as crazy about today's NFL as I was of the older NFL. But I don't dump. I'm not making videos where I'm dumping on today's NFL. I just don't talk about it. I don't necessarily like how things went with Kaepernick And I don't like how some of the hiring have been for minority coaches or minorities in the upper management. Not many, if any. I think Magic is a part of an ownership group, but you don't have like an outright African American owner. I think maybe the guy in Jacksonville, he's a minority, but kind of it's not too many of them. And then, we can get it. If you really want to go there, we can talk about some of the owners who have been involved in racketeering, and you can go on of the scandals that some of the owners are involved in. But it's just different eras. I mean, Joe Montana was 4-0 in the Super Bowls, but Tom Brady was 7-3. Does that make Joe better than Tom because Tom lost 3 times and Joe didn't? I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, it's just kind of like a matter of opinion. I mean, some people could say, and me personally, I'm more of a Steve Young guy, even over Joe. I know Joe has more rings, but even Jerry Rice credited that a lot of their success was predicated on the system that they ran. But I think Joe Montana is one of the all-time greats. Terry Bradshaw was 4-0 in the Super Bowl. I don't have him as a top 10 quarterback, but that's just my personal opinion. Um, so all these leagues or music genres or whatever you want to talk about, everything is just different. Today's bodybuilders, maybe what they are doing is different than Arnold or Lou Ferrigno and guys like that. So, a lot of this is just about preference. Which era do you prefer? But we shouldn't be trying to take away from, the greatness that these upcoming players have to face. The thing I always, respect about LeBron, because he's been debated and talked about since he entered the league, and he just goes out there and does his job. All the Jordan comparisons or talk about he lost or this, that, and the other. The guy just keeps going higher and higher, higher and higher of what he's doing on the court, scoring, shattering records, just excellence and just discipline. And a lot of people don't know, like a lot of people just look at what's going on the court, but people don't talk about what you have to do in the weight room to really prepare yourself to even get on the court in training sessions and really a lot of grind that you have to put into your profession and craft, the discipline, the diet, the sleep, the not necessarily being able to be around your family as much. It's a lot. It's a lot goes into it. And a lot of guys like Tiger Woods and other professional athletes have hired sports psychologists because it is so much that goes into the mental side. You remember when Jordan left one time, or you hear athletes sometimes when they retire, it's not that some of them can't play, it's just mentally it's so draining that you have to continue to go through this process over and over again. Peyton Manning, you look at guys like Tom Brady, the way they trained, the way they prepared. It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it, especially Tom. I mean, Tom just 20 years, 21 years, just to prepare and go through those reps and studying film and just year after year after year. And now, to see what Mahomes is doing, a lot of people was happy to see them lose because maybe they're uh, Brady fans and they felt, oh my God, he's getting close. If he would have won this year, and oh my goodness, he's getting real close to Tom. So, that happens a lot that people, who their GOAT is, they don't want to see their GOAT dethroned or whatever. But a day is going to come that someone is going to be clearly undebatable, going to have a more impressive resume than Jordan. As far as if you want to just talk about finals alone, I mean, technically you already have some, but Jordan is just someone that people just don't want to let go, just let go of it. And we shouldn't. I'm not saying let go of it like poo poo his legacy. I'm just saying that clearly someone is going to come that you can't deny is better than Michael Jordan. And that's just the evolution of the game. A day will come where someone's going to be better than LeBron or break his records, or someone is going to break Steph Curry's records. Someone is going to have more Super Bowls than Tom Brady. A day is going to come where a leader is going to, exercise leadership and be better than Martin Luther King. I mean, I don't know. It's almost like those are blasphemous words. Can a boxer be better than Ali? And I think anyone who, like Prince, can a musician or artist be better than Prince or Michael Jackson or whatever? It's like blasphemous to say those things. But that's just the evolution of life, that a day will come where people are going to come along and be better than what we had. Let's get into that Shannon Fry thing right quick before we get ready to close out. I want to make sure I find the right clip. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding this thing on Shannon Fry. Okay, maybe this one. That's it.
90s basketball. Michael Jordan and Kobe was not.
Okay. All right, let's pull it up. Sorry about that. I just, had a hard time finding that thing.
90s basketball. Michael Jordan and Kobe was not as clean as y'all think it was.
90s basketball. Michael Jordan and Kobe was not as clean as y'all think it was.
Well, I don't know. This is somebody else's commentary. I really don't want to do that. I don't know. I may just have to do another video with that. I don't want to take too much time trying to find this thing, but just look it up though. Shannon Fry had a lot of interesting things to say pertaining to this modern day NBA. Let's see here. Let me just be patient so I can find it.
Nostalgia is killing the NBA. The 90s basketball. Michael Jordan. Nostalgia is killing the NBA. The 90s basketball. Michael Jordan and Kobe was not. Nostalgia is killing the NBA. The 90s basketball. Michael Jordan and Kobe was not as clean as y'all think it was. Y'all forget that Jordan left the league for 2 years. Y'all forget that Kobe, rest in peace, quit on his team in the playoffs and did not shoot the basketball.
Did Jordan leave or was he suspended? And even with the wide receivers, we get into the whole Jerry Rice, T.O., and Randy Moss, who I got respect for all three guys. But people always want to put all this criticism on Terrell Owens. But Randy did quit on his team at one point as well. And he was quoted, he plays whenever he wants to play or whatever. Again, I love Randy. I'm not attacking Randy, but I'm just saying, but the smoke for T.O., I'm going to make a video about that now that I think about it, because there's one common theme about Terrell Owens that nobody ever wants to talk about. But let's get back to it.
Clean as y'all think it was. Y'all forget that Jordan left the league for 2 years. Y'all forget that Kobe, rest in peace, quit on his team in the playoffs and did not shoot the basketball. So all this Kobe, Jordan, oh, he's not this, he's not that. That is propaganda. Every great player, whether that's Ant, Wemby, Bron, Steph, this, that. They compare him to a motherfucker 40 years ago. The rules weren't even the same. You're not really watching help side defense. Who's doing this? What is this rule? What is that rule? You're not watching. Nobody celebrates these new people. So why the fuck would anybody want to be the face of this league where you're going to get shitted on every network for not being somebody from 40 fucking years ago? It's ridiculous. It is unfair. Braun is one of the greatest players ever to play. Stephen Curry is one of the greatest players ever to play. Giannis is one of the great. Jokic. And you know what we do? We talk about fucking Michael Jordan. All this superstar era shit is over. The card cap called the second apron, it's over. Teams are going to take over. Nostalgia.
You know, it's interesting too when people talk about the whole, well, so and so wouldn't have teamed up with this player. I mean, I do remember Karl Malone went to the Lakers. Steve Nash went to the Lakers. Gary Payton went to the Lakers. Ron Harper went to the Bulls. Dennis Rodman went to the Bulls. I mean, so it's like, what are we talking about? I mean, it's just a lot of things that Jordan fans gloss over. But again, forget all that. I'm a Jordan fan, love MJ. I just give Pippen a lot of credit that people don't normally give him because Pippen did a whole lot for that team. Before we get out of here, those that want to follow me on other social media sites, you can find me on Instagram at I'm in the Hills, Facebook I'm in the Hills, Snapchat I'm in the Hills, X, formerly known as Twitter I'm in the Hills, and TikTok I'm in the Hills as well. I have two websites. The first one is www.double-E, that's with two E's, double ETV, and also www.terrancehill.com as well. Follow me on all platforms. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another segment of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV over the digital airways of YouTube. Those who want to donate to our efforts, the Cash App is I'm in the Hills. Again, the Cash App is I'm in the Hills. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Who do you think is the face of today's modern NBA? Also, what are your thoughts pertaining to the comments that Shannon Fry made as far as all this comparisons? And I tried to give some examples. Like I said, I tried to compare talking about, music and, you know, like I say, my favorite MCs are the older guys. But again, I don't try to, dump on the younger guys, even if I'm not necessarily, crazy about some of the art, but I still respect what they do. I don't try to approach it with criticism as much, and just try to, understand that it's just different. It's just different types of music, and if people are doing the whole, auto tune, that's fine. That's what they do. I haven't, over the years, I've never listened to a ton of future projects. Singles, yes, but not necessarily projects. But I listened to two future albums last year, and those were good. Those were two good projects, and I like Rich the Kid, Moneybag Yo. I think is a dope MC. He definitely has a lot of songs that I enjoy. I like the baby. I like the baby. I think he's amazing. I think there's quite a few guys that I think do their thing. 21 Savage is another one. Um Ghana, I think Ghana makes good albums, good projects. And then if you want to even take it more on the lyrical side, I like guys like Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, Ransom, Gorilla Nims, Lupe Fiasco. I mean, there's a lot of, guys that I could name that I think do their thing from an artistic standpoint, just great artists. Everything shouldn't be compared to Wu Tang or compared to Nas or compared to this person or that person. Every artist is their own individual self. And so a lot of times that's where, stuff kind of gets, debated. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with debating, but we should definitely respect the art and give people the leeway to do what they're doing and let these guys, the younger guys, they're going to make the mistakes that they're going to make. because, you know, our heroes and the people that we looked up to made a whole lot of mistakes as well. All right. Really appreciate you guys for tuning in to this segment, talking about this debate as well. Really, really appreciate it. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell as well. Those want to donate to our efforts. Again, the Cash App is I'm in the Hills. The Cash App is I'm in the Hills. We got videos out about Lizzo, her brand new song and music video, and also giving tribute to the late, great Gene Hackman. All right. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Have a great weekend. Really appreciate you for tuning into the podcast. Salute. Salute. I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I got a baby face, call it